Today is the day to know and remember that why we are here is simple and tender. It's to love without strain and laugh in the rain and believe that we're all here to win. Today is the day where we begin. We are the ones who have come forth together to lead with our hearts through this land. We are the ones to commit more than ever, to reach out by do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love as our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out by taking a stand. Today is the day to be still and listen to all of the ways, to set our intention on how we're divine and able to shine even when skies seem dark up above. Today is the day to live in love. We are the ones who have come forth together to lead with our hearts through this land. And we are the ones who commit more than ever to reach out and do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love as our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out by taking a stand. We are the ones who have come forth together to lead with our hearts through this land. And we are the ones who commit more than ever to reach out and do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love as our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out by taking a stand. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are the ones who have come forth together to lead with our hearts through this land. And we are the ones who commit more than ever to reach out and do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love as our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together. We are the ones who have come forth together. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out by taking a
We are the ones. We are the ones. Whatever it is that you think somebody else should be doing, we are the ones. It all starts right here. It starts with love. It starts with faith. Actually, it probably starts with faith and works by love. And so we know that. We know that that is our purpose. Our purpose is a connected sharing of life and to support one another in that life and to do all that we can to grow within our own selves and to reach out and share what we learn and our growth with those around us by emulating it, being an example of it, and just reaching out in love to support others in doing what it is that they desire in their lives and reaching the goals that they desire in their lives. So we are very grateful for that, and we know that this is true because there is only one presence and one power, and we are that presence and power. There is one. If there's only one, and that's what we believe, then we have to understand that we are the ones. So let's affirm that by looking at the opening statement in our bulletin and saying it together. There is only one power, wait a minute, let me start over. There is only one presence, one power, and one activity, God the good, omnipotent. And the prayer for our church, keeping in mind our church mission to love the soul, light the mind, lift the heart, and heal the body. That is what we are here to do collectively and to support one another in doing. And so let's keep that in mind as we say this prayer for our church together. Bless the work of our church, O Lord. Let our ideals be true. Let our efforts be helpful. Let our words be filled with healing. Let our attitude be joyful. Let the stranger find welcome and remain as friend. For the Father draws his beloved to this place in his name. Let love and understanding among all people establish peace in our world. Father, Mother God, we thank you. Now I invite you to bring to mind one or two other people that you would like to hold in prayer. And as you do, simply behold the look on their face when they realize that their prayers are answered. We don't envision the answer because that's between them and their understanding of God. We envision the look on their face when they realize that all they need is right within them and they take that next step in joy toward their good. And that is beholding the Christ in them. The Christ is the higher self of each one of us. And so this is our prayer as we say this prayer for others together. As I behold the Christ in you, I see you happy, healthy, prosperous, loving, and beloved, going forth joyously to meet your good. So we envision the look on their face, that look of joy, as they move forward in their lives with an open mind, open heart, ready to embrace all the good that lies before them in this very moment, as that will lead them to the next good and the next. And as always, for answered prayer, we are grateful. Amen. Now I invite you to join us in our hymn for today, which you'll find on the cream-colored insert in your bulletin on back of the peace song. And today's hymn is
Greater Good of All. I am here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. Oh, I am here for the greater good of all, greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. Oh, you are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. Oh, for the greater good of all, greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. Oh, I am here for the greater good of all, greater good of all.
Okay, so first I just want to acknowledge the new and I think returning faces that I see out here in our congregation. And welcome those back who may have been away for a while, and welcome those who are new. And if you are new, if you raise your hand, our usher will bring you a guest packet that has some information in it, if you're comfortable raising your hand. Yeah, he already knows. And you'll see in there that there's a daily word, which is Unity's basic prayer text, and it contains a prayer text for each day, one prayer text per day. There's a quarterly calendar all the way in the back letting you know things that are going on around here. And then there's a welcome card with a green tab on top. And if you would like to fill that out and supply us with that information, we'll be happy to put you on our weekly e-blast, which comes as an e-newsletter, and anything else that we happen to send out by snail mail or any other way. And just return that card to the usher, and he'll make sure that we get it. And thank you for being here. All right. There's a lot going on around here, as you can see, if you open your bulletin. And I think that, Spirit had a lot to say today, so we're going to go through this quickly. One thing that I just want to point out is that we have set out into the universe an intentional desire for an office manager. So if you're interested in that, or you even have a little nudge, please listen to that little nudge, because that's the still small voice within you, leading you to some place that you might need to be. And it could be a way of fulfilling some of the things we're talking about today. So, sharing your good with others. So just give us a call and let us know, please. Upcoming classes and events, the Christ with our very own Dr. Stephanie Bushman, licensed Unity teacher, is going to be starting on tomorrow at 4:30, thank you, 4:30, and this is through Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. The fee for the course is $80. If you would like to take the course for credit, it's $45, and then you pay all of that to Stephanie, and she forwards the $45 to Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute so that you can get the credit. If you ever get that little nudge that you might be interested in becoming a licensed Unity teacher or a minister, you would want to take that course for credit, at least at this point. And so, because we know things are constantly changing. And so, and the other is the $80 course fee. If anyone from our church signs up or is signed up for the class, then Reverend Stephanie, or I have a Reverend Stephanie in my life too right now, so it gets confusing. And plus this Stephanie is also on the path to ordination, so it gets confusing. So Dr. Stephanie will is she going to be sharing part of that fee with Unity Church of Christ. So very graciously we thank her. Creating the Beloved Community continues. This program began last month. You can still come in on it. I would not advise you to come in on it after this, though, because it's going to be building on itself. It's a 10-month program that started in March. It's once a month for 2 hours on the first Tuesday of the month, which means this Tuesday, April 1st, and no, it's not April Fool's joke, April 1st is when that course, we're meeting again for that. So if you are interested, you need to let me know. I will send you the material that you need ahead of time. So, make sure that you do that. You get in touch with us by calling the office, or if you have my number, you can text me, because there's no office hours tomorrow and the meeting is Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening, so there's still time for you to get it during the day, but then you have to make sure that you are prepared when you come to the class. Okay. Projects, Lotions, and Potions, Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. We're meeting with an interfaith community at St. Bartholomew's Episcopal Church. Adeth Emmanuel, unfortunately, will not be able to join this year, so we are happy to be stepping in and sort of helping with that part of it with them. So if you would like to sign up and meet us for that, it's at 9, actually it's at 9:45 now, I think. But if you get there at 9:30, I'm sure that we can just commiserate in the parking lot. Not commiserate, we can fellowship in the parking lot before we go in. So come and join us for that. We're going to be helping in the packaging. Foundations of Unity class. If you are interested in becoming a member of Unity Church of Christ, this class is also starting a week from today on April 6th, and it is going to be hybrid, Zoom and in person. You need to sign up so that Reverend Lori can be prepared for who is going to be in the class. It's going to be in person right here after Sunday services on Sundays and after fellowship on fellowship Sundays. And it's going to be also on Zoom if you would like to join in that way. Norma's Book Club continues on Monday, April 7th. Groundskeeping has been moved from the first Saturday to April 12th. So come on in and join us for that. And then, of course, Lenten season we're in the middle of it. And to wind that up, we will be doing a spiritual communion on Zoom. We will be doing a Good Friday service in person and on Facebook, and of course our Easter service, and of course our Palm Sunday service, which we're going to do a palm walk again this year. If you were here last year, we added that ritual to our Palm Sunday service, and we're going to do it again this year. And I think that is all I have to say right now, because that's plenty. So, oh, no, one more thing. We did bring up last week the Peaceful Praise Prayer Retreat. There is more information on this in the narthex, and we happen to be having a fellowship today. We've kind of decided that maybe fifth Sundays we're going to have a small fellowship gathering. So we are having a fellowship today. So you can read that while you're out there. And Reverend Lori, if you're interested, you can get in touch with her. She is here today. She's working in the media room, keeping us on live stream. And she will be happy to carpool with anybody who would like to go. Information, as I said, is in the narthex. Also, there is a sign up for Caring Hearts in the narthex, which is, it's an outreach to people who can't get here anymore. They may join us virtually and they can't get here, and we would like to give them some personal interaction. It's an outreach to anyone who maybe has had surgery and maybe needs some help at home, or meals delivered, or if someone needs transportation temporarily because they can't get here. So if you're interested in that, sign up in the narthex. We'll have more conversations about that. Also, I want to tell you that I would like you to share our services. We're on Facebook. We are now live streaming on YouTube. So please share. And if you are watching virtually, comment so that we know that you're here virtually. We would love to know who we're serving. And also, if you happen to go in and watch a video after the fact, because they're always uploaded, comment. Because we go in and look at that to see if anybody, happened to go in and watch it afterwards, and we'd love to hear your comments. Okay, that is enough. Now, I invite our daily word reader to come up and read from a daily word that is pertinent to today's lesson.
Good morning. Today's daily word is positive action, and our affirmation is, I am inspired to take positive action. You can find the affirmation on the inside cover of the bulletin. Let's affirm it together. I am inspired to take positive action. Although troubling situations in my own community or on the other side of the globe may leave me feeling disheartened, I have courage, I have faith, I have wisdom to know that I can be a part of the solution. The one power and presence of God is powerful, more powerful than any circumstances, and that the divine power lives in me. Through prayer and meditation, I discern what is mine to do. Whether it be writing a letter of support, building consensus among a concerned group of people, picking up trash, or helping to repair a home, I can affect change by taking action. I set my intention and allow the presence of the divine to guide my way. Our Bible verse is from the book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. Be doers of the word, not merely hearers who deceive themselves. Let's affirm our affirmation together again. I am inspired to take positive action.
And so now I invite you to join us in the Lord's Prayer as we prepare for meditation.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtor. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Now I invite you just to take this time to become quiet and still, to just set everything aside in this moment. Just set aside anything physical that you might be holding in your hands or your laps, so that you might open your body and your mind and your heart to receive. Letting go of anything that you might be holding on your mind, or anything that might be weighing on your heart. Just for these next few moments, let it all go. And give your attention to the inner truth of your being. To that within you that is greater. That within you that is higher. That within you that speaks to you and leads you to higher and greater ways. In the quiet of these precious moments, I center myself in that power, knowing it as the Spirit of truth. And I use this time to think about what that means to me. To think about my beliefs and how I'm living them in my life. Am I truly living the truth I know? Or am I simply going through the motions? There is only one presence and one power. I am that I am. I am has sent me to be one with all that is. Is there something more I can do to live this truth? I open my mind and heart to the still small voice deep within my soul. And I ask, what would you have me do? What is mine to do? And I sit, and I wait, and I listen. calming presence begins to surround me. And I hear, this gift will make your life whole. This treasure is for you. A gift to share with the world. With this gift, you will love and you will lead. You will learn and you will grow. The gift is you and your loving servant heart. Be kind and open to all you meet, and life will give you all you need. This is the voice of my soul, letting me know that I am a gift, a light of the world. As I seek my sacred place, I stand in faith to do what is mine to do. I will show my faith by my loving works. In the process, I will work to take care of myself in spirit, mind, and body, so that I may be all I am created to be. I will work to live a life of love and peace, sharing the gift I am with others. I serve for the joy of serving, and all that I am, all that I'll ever need, flows to me and through me in streams of plenty. And as I show my faith by the works that I lovingly do for myself and others, I walk closer in the way of my true nature as a Christ of God. And I am so very grateful. Amen.
I remember as a small child, and all through the years of growing up, when chaos swirled around me, your calming presence found me, and I could feel your love. And I remember asking, what would you have me do? You whispered into my soul, this gift will make your life whole. This treasure is for you, and you will love, and you will lead, and you will be my hands and feet, a guiding star with your servant's heart. No, this heart can still be broken, and sometimes it might bleed. But when it's kind and open, this life that you have chosen, 'll give you all you need. 'Cause you will love, and you will lead, and you will be my hands and feet, a guiding star with your servant's heart. No, this heart can still be broken, and sometimes it might bleed. But when it's kind and open, this life that you have chosen will give you all you need. 'Cause you will love, and you will lead, and you will be my hands and feet, a guiding star with your servant's heart. Yours will be the path less traveled as you seek your sacred place. But even when it's painful, ask one of my angels. You'll find amazing grace, and you will love, and you will lead, and you will be my hands and feet, my guiding star with your servant's heart. There'll be days you feel like giving up. Take the time to fill your cup. Take care of you. And you will love, and you will lead, and you will be my hands and feet, a guiding star with your servant's heart. Your precious servant's heart.
So I think that we would all be in agreement that there seems to be a lot going on in the world these days that does not seem to be good. And yet every week, at least on Sunday, we profess to believe the first unity principle. There are 5 unity principles. The first unity principle says there is only one presence and one power, God, the good. So what is happening here? Well, I'll tell you what's happening here is the next 2 unity principles and how we're using them. The second principle is about our humanity and our divinity. We're made in the image of God with innate qualities that give us, I'm going to say, God-like power to create in this human form. And though we are each created innately good, as a human race, we have not truly learned that about ourselves. We have not yet integrated our divinity with our humanity, and so we don't always practice the truth in this principle. Some of us say we believe in our divinity as truth, but do we act accordingly all the time? Do we walk the talk and do the work of integration? Or do we get caught up in fear or worry about the things of the world, forgetting that we have the power to initiate change, that we are the ones to create something better? Do we get caught up in our own self-fulfilling lives, not willing to share our time, talent, and treasure in ways that will precipitate change? Because we just don't have the time, or there's just not enough. Even though we say we believe in the abundance of the universe, including time and money, and even knowing that we are the ones with the power to create the good we desire to see in our lives and in our world. And how about that third unity principle, the law of mind action, that helps us to do that when we use it rightly? How are we using that in our lives? Or perhaps a better question might be, are we consciously using it, Or are we unconscious of it and how it is working in our lives? Because you know, the law is the law is the law, and that's law with a capital L. And it works as it works all the time. Whether we cooperate with the law or don't, the thoughts we hold and the words we say will contribute to our experience of life. We cannot change the law. We can change ourselves, though. And how much attention are we giving to our divinity so that we may think and behave accordingly in cooperation with the law? Are we spending time in daily prayer and meditation, working to heighten our awareness of truth? The fourth principle says that it's prayer and meditation that's going to help us do that. It's going to heighten our mind action. It's going to heighten our consciousness. Are we prayed up so that we can remain centered in the Christ of our being when things seem to be going crazy around us? Our words and our behavior will tell the tale if we're paying attention. So think about that the next time you find yourself at odds with someone or some circumstance. We need to be still and listen. We need to ask questions of our higher self. How did I handle that? Could I have done better? Do I need to make amends? Did I behold the Christ in the person or situation? How did the law of mind action show up in it as a mirror of my thoughts and beliefs? There's some tough questions. Now, in Unity, we say we believe these basic principles, but are we living them? Are we truly putting them into practice or just going through the motions? The fifth principle states that it's not enough to just believe. It's not enough to say that we have faith in these principles and the truth they hold. We must work them and apply them in our lives with every person, under every circumstance, especially when skies seem dark and it appears as though things are not going right or they are getting out of control. And that is not so easy, is it? I'm going to tell you, in my life right now, it's not. I got some stuff going on. Nope, it's way easier to say we believe that it is than to act as if. And yet, act as if is exactly what we need and what the world needs. The path to embodying the Christ is a continuous journey of self-awareness and growth. It requires dedication and practice to consistently live the truths that we say we believe. So, if you read your bulletin last week or you ever read your blast on what the upcoming Sunday is, it asked you to come to prepared to share. I'm hoping that maybe somebody in here might do that. So how are you living the fifth unity principle in your life? How are you practicing your faith in these principles? Anybody want to do a shout out? If you're virtual, put it in the comment. Missy, do you got your phone? She can look at the comments and see if anybody says anything. Anybody in here? How are you living the principles? What are you doing? Yes.
I work on responding if someone comes in a negative way as opposed to reacting. So I step back, I breathe, and I try to connect to my consciousness before I respond.
Okay. She said she works on responding rather than reacting to a person or whatever, or a circumstance, so that she can step back and take a breath and connect. Anybody else? Yes.
Good morning. I wasn't here last week, but I'm going through a health challenge, and what I'm learning to do is on my bad days, instead of going the normal breakdown route, just taking a step back and asking Spirit, what am I supposed to learn from this? And just telling myself that in this moment I am safe. So that seems to be helping, but I have some work to do.
Yep. It's some inner work going on over here too. When we have a challenge, a health challenge, or whatever it may be, she is sharing that she, tell me again, she is,
Instead of going the breakdown
right.
I'm
She is going within to ask herself, instead of having a breakdown mode, going within and asking herself, I'm repeating because of virtual, what is it she needs to learn from this? And that is helping her to be able to stay connected, balanced, and go forward with whatever the next step is that you need to do, right? Anybody else? Anybody on virtual? No, not yet? Yes?
Try to see and understand that all people, especially someone who I'm with at the moment, seeks the same compassion and understanding that I do. And with the same acceptance and compassion and understanding and empathy. And when I'm able to do that, it seems that the connection goes better and smoother and an understanding between us. And I try to understand that I might be the only version of the Christ teaching that somebody's going to get to see when I do that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So I'm sure you heard part of that, and it began with connecting with people in a place of love and compassion. And then you heard the rest. So these are things that we can do. These are things that we work on within ourselves. And they are things that we need to be doing. Now, today our reading is from the book of James. And this is the 2nd chapter, verses 14 to 26. When I find it. Here we go. What does it profit, my brethren, though a man says he has faith and has not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you says to them, depart in peace, be warmed and filled, notwithstanding you don't give them the things that they need for their body, what does it profit? Even so, faith, if it has not works, is dead, being alone. Yes, a man may say, though you have faith and I have works, you have faith and I have works, show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. You believe that there is one God. You do well. The demons also believe and tremble. But will you know, O foolish man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? See how faith wrought with his works, and by works was made perfect. And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed to him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. You see then that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. In like manner was not Rahab also, the harlot, justified by works when she had received the messengers and had sent them another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Right from the start, we're challenged by the metaphysics that are in this. In Unity, we teach metaphysics. There is a literal interpretation of the Bible, there is a metaphoric interpretation, there is a historical interpretation. We sometimes combine all of that, and basically what we look for is the metaphysics, which means, what does this mean for me today? It was taught over 2,000 years ago. What does it mean for me today in my life, especially in my inner life? So right from the start, we're challenged by the metaphysics. What does it profit if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can faith save him? Can it? What do you think? I got a no over here? Do I got a yes anywhere? Can it? No. Okay. Then why do we have an innate power of faith if it can't save him? To use it. It's interesting to note that the question of faith and works is an ongoing theological debate. Some say that faith alone will lead us to the truth of our being, will save us, while others say that it takes works with faith to get us there. There are different levels of faith, and I would venture to say that none of us here has reached the full level of spiritual faith that our brother Jesus did. There is blind faith, which is defined by our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, in The Revealing Word, as an instinctive trust in a power higher than ourselves. It's not an intuitive trust, it's instinctive. Instinct involves a rapid, automatic, and often unconscious response to outer stimulus. It's our natural ability to respond or react to people and things in our environment without engaging in critical thinking or questioning. And it's imperative for survival under survival circumstances, right? Cut and run when you have to. And it kind of gets in our way in a lot of other circumstances when it tells us to cut and run when we really don't need to be doing that. Intuition, however, is our ability to attain direct knowledge or understanding, also without involving critical thinking, but it comes from within, as an inner knowing and feeling, rather than as a response or a reaction to something in the outer. So blind faith is related to outer consciousness, and because it does not work from a place of inner knowing and understanding, it doesn't work with the principles of being with a capital B. And so it's prone to discouragement and disappointment. Then there's intellectual faith, which is still based in the outer, but with thinking and reasoning. It's faith in the things that we can see and understand. It's faith in the letter of the law. It forms its conclusions from observation and study of relative conditions, and therefore it discerns only relative truths. An intellectual faith has a hard time recognizing the I am of our being. It's that little battle between our humanity and our divinity, that conversations we have within ourselves sometimes, where our human part wants to do this and our divine part is saying, no, you really oughtn't do that. And so it's the part of us that argues with truth and pushes back against it because it's centered in outer consciousness. And then there is understanding faith or spiritual faith. Faith based in law, capital L, and principle, capital P. Faith based on knowledge of truth, understands and works with the law of mind action. Understanding faith works with love and imagination for the higher good of all. That kind of faith has great strength and produces the results we desire when we work with it. Now, the Apostle Paul said faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. And Charles Fillmore states that faith is our innate ability to perceive and shape substance and the spiritual assurance that we can do it. Faith is always within us, always working, but to get the results we desire, we must understand how it works and work with it. So if there's no evidence of things not seen, then can there be any works? How do we prove our faith without works? I don't think we can. It's not enough to just believe. We must work it. We must practice and begin to understand that faith works by love. So if a brother or sister is naked and hungry, and you say, go in peace, be warmed and filled, but you don't give them the things that are needed for the body, what does it profit? You're just telling them to go in faith and be well? Faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. In this community, we say that we're here to love and inspire people to embody their divinity. And we have faith that we can do this. But do you think that someone who is cold and starving is going to be inspired to embody their divinity before their basic needs are met? This is where social action comes into play, whether we do it individually or as a community. I would love to see us do it as both. Sidebar. Perhaps if you might be inspired to come to the packaging of the lotions and potions at St. Bartholomew's on Wednesday morning, you will be involved in one of our little social action projects. There's a sign-up sheet in the narthex. Show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. You believe there is one God? Good for you. But do you want to know, O foolish one, that faith without works is dead? if we do not follow our inner guidance to prove faith, not only for ourselves, but for the world, then what good is it? Have you ever been in a situation where you needed to help someone, and someone just appeared in your life at the right time, like an answer to your prayer, restoring your faith? Or perhaps something you did restored the faith of another. One time on my way to work, when I worked at the school district, it was, actually I think I was leaving work. And it was that time of the year when dusk comes early and it's getting dark. And I hit something. And I realized it was a big black dog. And I was devastated. And I got out of my car, and the person had been chasing the dog because he had gotten loose. And I wanted to do something, and they told me that they were fine, just go. And so I left, but I needed to do something. So I came back the next morning with a care package for the dog, including a reflective collar and a nice soft bed to sleep on, a toy, and a check for them to use for the vet. And I talked with the man outside for a while, and we had a nice conversation, and he said to me, "You have restored my faith in humanity." So, was it my works that restored his faith in humanity? Or was it my faith by my works? Faith in the power of love and forgiveness. Faith in following the inner desire of my heart to do something for the good of other living beings. One act of love and compassion from within can be proof of our faith in the oneness and interconnectedness of life, and perhaps even restore another's faith in humanity. As within, so without. Doesn't work the other way. The other way can kind of sort of help us get within, but it just doesn't work that way in the long run. It's not the work itself that is evidence of faith, for the work can be done to be seen of men. The true works are simply the outer result of inner faith. The innate faculty of faith by which we do the work that will demonstrate the results of our inner being. That's how it works. When we show our faith by our works, it deepens and strengthens us in spiritual awareness, and it affects those around us. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. Everything we think, say, and do affects everything else. There's only one. It's our inner work with faith, with our faith faculty, that produces the results of the outer work that we do. Was not Abraham, our father, justified by works when he offered Isaac, his son, on the altar? Do you see that faith was working together with works, and by works, faith was made perfect? Abraham represents the first step in our spiritual unfoldment, which is the awakening of our faith faculty. His inner desire was to be faithful and obedient to the voice of God within him. By doing what he was guided to do, his faith was deepened and strengthened, and he received the assurance that the power of faith would never fail him. You see then that a man is justified by works and not by faith only. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. In other words, we cannot just stand by and say that we have faith. I have faith that things will change. I have faith that everything will straighten itself out. I have faith that whatever's going on in my life will just work out for the highest good of all. We have to follow. We have to allow that faith to work through us, or it's worth nothing. I can sit and say I have faith all day. The work of faith in our spiritual journey is to assist us in integrating our humanity with our divinity. And it is faith in our divinity that will lead us to the work that must be done to make it happen. The bulk of that work is to be done within, so that with faith, good will be manifested outwardly in our lives by the outer works that we do. So that with faith, we may demonstrate our belief in the principles we profess to believe by works that will not only enhance our individual lives, but also benefit the lives of others. If there is only one presence and one power, then everyone is connected. And what affects one of us affects all of us. We're all here to win. We must show our faith in this truth by our works. So this week, I invite you to think about the inner work that you might need to do to integrate your humanity with your divinity by practicing the principles. Think about your purpose to be the best expression of the divine that you can be in the world. What does that mean for all those in this sphere of oneness in which together we live, move, and have our being? We are the ones who have come together to lead with our hearts, to reach out and do all we can. What is yours to do in loving and inspiring others to embody their divinity? Where is that still small inner voice leading you so that you may show your faith by your works? Think on these things in your prayer and meditation time this week. And have a great week. God bless you. Now I invite you to join us in the affirmation of abundance that is in your bulletin. We know that we're going to be taking this time to practice generosity of spirit together as we say this prayer together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. And I am divine love. You are divine love, blessing and multiplying all the ways in which I give and all the ways in which I receive. And now we're going to repeat this affirmation together as one by using the pronouns us and we together. Divine love through us blesses and multiplies all that we give and all that we receive. And we affirm that we are divine love, working together to bless and multiply all the ways in which we give and all the ways in which we receive. And for the manifestation of this truth and for the honor and privilege of being a part of this wonderful movement of spirit that we know and love as Unity Church of Christ, we are truly grateful. Amen. And I just want to let those of you who are newer know that we have an offertory box in the back of the church that was lovingly made by one of our congregants, and so you can drop your offertory in there. You can drop your little green welcome card in there also if you'd like to be on our e-blast and our mailing list. And now I invite you to join us in the prayer, the peace song and the prayer for protection, which is also in your bulletin.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Please join us in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. For wherever we are, God is. And where God is, all is well. And I see you this week embracing these truths and with your faith in them, by your works, proving them. Amen.
Today is the day to know and remember that why we are here is simple and tender. It's to love without strain and laugh in the rain and believe we're all here to win. Today is the day where we begin. We are the ones who have come here together to lead with our hearts through this land. And we are the ones who commit more than ever to reach out and do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love in our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out and take a stand. Today is the day to be still and listen in how we're divine and set our intentions on how we're divine and able to shine even when skies seem dark above. Today is the day to live in love. We are the ones who have come forth together to lead with our hearts through this land. And we are the ones who commit more than ever to reach out and do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love as our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out by taking a stand. We are the ones who have come forth together to lead with our hearts through this land. Yeah, we are the ones who commit more than ever to do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love as our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out by taking a stand. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are the ones who have come forth together to lead with our hearts through this land. Yes, and we are the ones who commit more than ever to reach out and do all we can. For we understand now that the when, where, and how can be filled with pure love as our plan. We are the ones who have come forth together. We are the ones who have come forth together. We are the ones who have come forth together to reach out by taking a stand.